one. Thank you for joining me on this edition of the Ryan Black Show. It has been a long time in the coming, but we finally have our first guest, and this guy is awesome. He goes in my youth group. We call him Chewy. I don't even really remember his real name, because honestly, he's just Chewy. He's amazing. He's the guy. He has been to every single Major League stadium except for two, except for Turner Field in Atlanta and the piece of crap up in Toronto. So I just want to say this is something I have on my bucket list. I have a sports bucket list. That's a show I'm going to do next week, by the way, a sports bucket list edition of the Ryan Black Show. But this is pretty awesome. So how did this start up?
It started like 5-6 years ago. Me and my dad just kind of like thought about it. It kind of came across as this like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we went to all the ballparks in the world? And then one day after my dad became a teacher, he realized he had summers off, and so he was like, let's do this. So we started saving up money, and we went to all the West Coast parks. So we went to Dodger Stadium and Angel Stadium, San Francisco, Oakland, all that stuff. And then we just decided let's go East Coast, and then we just did all of them. So we just saved up our money.
All right, so let's establish teams here. You have a Dodgers hat on.
I do.
Is that your team?
That's my team.
That is your team.
My team.
How long have you been a Dodgers fan?
Since I was born.
Since you were born. You were born a Dodgers fan.
I was born. I was brainwashed.
Favorite Dodger of all time?
Favorite Dodger of all time would have to be. This is hard. Would have to be Jeff Kent.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
That's an off the wall pick, but I really like it. He always just came to the ballpark with a smile on his face, and he got into the batter's box, and he had that look of determination.
He was really determined. I mean, I liked him because I was my second baseman. He was a second baseman.
Really, that's good.
And I guess I don't know. I liked the guy, even though people don't really like him in San Francisco and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He was still a really, really nice guy. I loved him. I think he's a fantastic player. I mean, he's retired and stuff, but I still thought he was a great player. So.
All right, well, that's good to know. You've got your team establishment. He is a Dodgers fan, so
For sure.
It's okay. We're a little biased on my show, even though you're not supposed to be. I'm a huge biased guy, being a Pennsylvania guy. So we're going to launch into the top 10 ballparks right now as I do this. Again, very, very envious of you. Wish I could do this. Want to do this. And I've met famous people, so that's pretty impressive that I wish I could be you. All right, let's go 10-1, and we'll stop at 5 and talk.
Okay, so we're doing number ones are my best.
No. We're gonna go 10, then we're gonna go 1.
10-1. Okay.
10-1.
Cool. Okay, so 10 is probably gonna have to be Minnesota. So that was their old stadium. I thought it was all right. I didn't think it was the greatest thing in the world, but I loved that. I don't know. I guess I just liked the atmosphere in that one. The fact that it was a dome.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of like Indianapolis Colts kind of thing. Same idea, just a dome. It never opened up. So it's like you could play 365 baseball. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 9's probably going to have to be, Minute Maid Park for the Astros. Loved it a lot. It was really humid that day, so they did bring the retractable roof in there. AC was on, so it was like 70 degrees. Really nice. I mean, everything about the place. The fact that they're from Texas, so everybody's a little more uptight about their baseball. And then, let's see. So the number 8 is going to be the Rangers, so in Arlington. So, like, it's going to be the Rangers, Texas Rangers. I love that stadium a lot. I think it was more because of the background.
That's an interesting one
because it has it has this cool background of I don't even know what it's called.
The skyline.
I mean, that might be what it is. It might be the
skyline, horizon, that kind of thing.
It's just got this really cool family open.
That's an I'm going to cut you off for a second. That's an interesting ballpark because that's the ballpark where they kind of went off the wall and they tried to model a lot of different stadiums around that. And there's very mixed reactions about that ballpark.
Definitely.
And it's the first time they've ever really done that, tried to incorporate so many different stadiums into one place.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting to see that on your top 10.
No, yeah, I really loved it. That was one of the fields that I really wanted to see. Next, we're gonna go with Coors Field in Colorado.
This is 7, right?
This is number 7.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Loved Coors Field. I sat 14 rows behind home plate.
Wow.
In that stadium. My dad surprised me. I was pretty stoked. It was incredible.
Now here's a question for you. Going to Coors Field, do you know what Coors Field does that no other stadium in America does?
It's Mile High. I mean, so it's like the atmosphere.
So what do they do?
It's the ball. The ball goes out like farther than anywhere.
Right. What did they have to do to the ball? You know? Are you stumped? Are you bamboozled?
I feel like I'm bamboozled here.
Well, this is really cool. Lots of people don't know this, but Coors Field is a great place because they're the only ballpark that uses a humidor, and they keep baseballs in the humidor.
That's right. Yeah, like cigars.
Yep. So the ball will not leave as much because they had so much of an issue with home runs in that park, kind of like the new Yankee Stadium has had so much issue with home runs, although that's kind of died down a little bit. So that's a really cool park.
Yeah.
Place I really want to go.
You should. Totally. Next, it's going to be Arizona, Chase Field. Love Arizona, even though they're not the greatest West Coast team in the world.
Mm-hmm. I'm not doing bad nowadays.
No, they're all right. They're all right. But what I liked about it, yeah, they're on the West Coast, so I don't mind. What I liked about it though was that it was a complete family fun atmosphere. Like 100%. Like, let's bring your kids to the ballpark. Let's get a hot dog. If you like beer, drink a beer, have a hot dog, and just sit down and watch a game. Like, and I mean the fact that it's crazy hot outside. And the field looked beautiful. I mean, to a T, everything was.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean it was perfect, and it was just built. I mean, Arizona, they just rebuilt that stadium, so it was perfect. I mean, everything was beautiful. And one thing I really look for is I look at like how the field is made, how they do the field, how the seats look, and everything, and they did a really good job there.
All right, and so we're at number 5. Let's get number 5, and then we'll talk a little bit.
Safeco is number 5.
Really?
Safeco is number 5. I really loved Safeco Field. You're probably wondering why I'm doing all West Coast. I'm sorry. I have tons. I really have tons on my list. I mean, like, I really had to
It's tough, and if you don't put the best ballpark in the world in there, I'm going to be irritated. But Safeco, okay.
Safeco Field. If you haven't been there, I'm obviously in the Northwest. This guy too. So I mean, if you haven't been to Safeco, you got to check it out. It's right in the heart of Seattle. I mean, it's perfect. You got the background, you got the skyline of Seattle and everything. Even though the Mariners suck to no end, you have to understand that the stadium is so beautiful the way it's panned out. I mean, I think what I love more than anything is that you can hear the trains go by as the game's going, and you see that skyline of Seattle, and you're just like, wow, this is a great ballpark. I mean, it's the most neutral place to be for a Dodger fan. Even any kind of fan period, you're not going to get thrown at or anything. Yeah.
Well, I have been to Safeco a lot. And every time I go there, I leave feeling like a giddy little schoolboy.
Yeah.
It's one of those places, like, I've been to Fenway, I've been to Yankee Stadium, I've been to Wrigley Field, I've been to those places. Those are great ballparks, but I kind of like the newer feel of ballparks because they're better. They're more enjoyable for me. I love the history. The history surrounding things are amazing, but I guess I'm the new era, and so Seattle is a beautiful stadium. It was constructed. I don't think they could have done one thing to make that stadium any better.
No, yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's go to number 4 on the list.
4, I'm gonna have to go with Milwaukee. I love Miller Park.
Okay.
I got to see a Dodger game in Miller Park.
There you go. That's probably why he picked Miller Park.
No. That's not why I got to. That's plus the fact that I love sitting by drunk people at games. They're the best things in the world.
Gotta love it.
You have to love it. I loved Miller Park, I guess, because Miller Park was something that I've never experienced. Like the way that they get their fans into things, the way they get their fans into games, even this like in between innings, like everything is just super interesting.
Right.
I really just liked the ballpark itself. I loved everything that they have there. All the food. I mean, God, the food they had there was so freaking good.
That might be a separate show. We have to do ballpark food.
Yeah, that's the thing me and my dad did. That's why I'm picking this. Yes. Is because like food is really big at a ballpark. And we had probably one of the best nachos I've ever had in my life.
Really?
Yeah, so good. I mean, the nachos there were just like bomb.com good.
Bomb.com.
Bomb.com.
Oh, there's the new phrase of the century. We got YOLO right now. Pretty soon it's going to be bomb.com, and you're going to hear it first here. Bomb.com, I love that. All right.
It was a great experience.
Number 3.
This might surprise you a little bit. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh.
Thank you. I was wondering. You had me nervous. PNC Park. If it does not hit the list,
yeah,
I'm gonna be mad. Okay, before you tell me about PNC and tell everybody that it's gonna be one of the best parts when the Pirates develop their young pitching. Did you have Primanti's while you were there? Tell me you had Primanti's brothers.
No.
You're telling me you did not have the fries on the sandwich, the staple of Pittsburgh eating.
Oh yeah, wait, I did. Just kidding.
You did? You had a Primanti's. Okay, good. You scared me again, Chew. You scared me again.
I got it. No, yeah, I definitely had that. Me and my dad went to town at Pittsburgh.
All right.
Since the first thing that I noticed out of everything at PNC is the bridge.
Mm-hmm. It's got great scenery, doesn't it?
It's perfect. You got the yellow bridge that you don't see anywhere else.
Yep.
And then you have the skyline. And I mean, Pirates obviously they're not the best team in the world.
Hey now we're battling in the worst division right now for first/wild card.
But
we'll talk about the Pirates later.
All right, sounds good.
Me and you are gonna have a little discussion about that.
The fact that the seats were so cheap, my dad and I got to sit 14 rows behind home plate again.
There you go.
And I did the book. I did the stat book. It was 14 innings long.
14 inning game.
Yeah, 14 inning game against San Francisco.
Oh, I remember that game.
Oh wow, that's amazing. You remember that game?
Yes.
And the guy. It was really funny. What was really funny about that game was that the guy that hit the first home run in the first inning.
Yeah.
Hit the walk off to end the game.
Yeah. What? I'm trying to remember. I know the game. What year was that?
It was like 2000 and I want to say 9.
9. Okay.
2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was McCutcheon with the Bucks then?
Yeah.
He was? Okay.
Yeah,
I love it. I love Andrew McCutcheon. All right, number 2.
This was kind of a hard one for me, but I have to stick with my home team.
Let me guess. Chavez Ravine.
Beautiful Dodger Stadium.
Wow.
I mean, if you've never been to Dodger Stadium, it's the one place that you have to go to. Yes, there's tons of Mexicans. Excuse me if you're Mexican, you're looking at this right now. But
you're killing viewership here.
And I love all of you. I do. But there's tons of you, and you guys are great when you guys are drinking. Okay.
You're great when you're drinking, but if you're not drinking, don't come to the game!
That's right. Even though I'm not even of age yet. Anyways, if you go to Dodger Stadium, get yourself a Dodger dog, get yourself some peanuts, root for the Dodgers, because if you don't, you're going to get thrown out. Dodger fans are great.
I.e. San Francisco fan.
Yeah, you are a San Francisco fan and you're watching this. I love Jesus Christ and I love you as a brother in God. But if we're playing sports-wise, I don't know. But we'll talk.
We'll talk.
If we were, but Dodger Stadium is number 2 for me. It's my favorite ballpark almost of all time. So, what? Yeah. Anyways, you want me to go number 1 now?
Yes.
Okay. So the number 1 of all time, my favorite ballpark, is Camden Yards.
All right, Camden Yards
in Baltimore.
That was part 1. We will have part 2 posted up here. Thank you for joining me on part 1 of the special edition of the Ryan Black Show. Signing off.